Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. This video is not going to be a normal video because normally my videos are cross-stitch related, and this is going to be a video about yarn and things that I would like to knit in the fall and winter because that's upcoming and I have a lot of things that I would like to get done. I also recently was organizing my yarn stash, and so I pulled out the yarn that I would like to use in the fall and winter and I put everything else away. So the only yarn that I'm keeping out right now is for the projects that I am going to try and make this fall and winter. So hopefully I make good progress. So the first one I'm going to show is the one that's already in my hand. And recently I had went to Michael's, the craft store, and I was looking for the Karen anniversary cake in the color book club, which was sold out. I don't know if it will come back in stock, but I am hoping that it does, because if that comes back in stock, I will be getting it. And I will be making, I think, a blanket, maybe, possibly. I ended up finding this while I was at Michael's, which is the Karen macchiato cake in the color Lovely. And I love this yarn so much. It's like some browns and reds and pinky colors, and I thought this would make a great shawl, and so I got two of them for a shawl, and I'm still not sure yet which shawl I would like to make, so I will talk about them. The first one is the Folk Shawl by Kiyomi Bergen, and this is a beautiful shawl. It has like a cable detailing in the back, and then you split, and so it has this little vent at the bottom of it. It's gorgeous. I love it. I just can't decide if I want to make it in this yarn or if it would be better as a solid color instead of like a variegated. So I'm not sure about that. And then the other one is called the Sophomore Wrap by Alexandra Tavel. And this just looks like a really like warm, squishy shawl, which will be perfect for the fall and winter time. So I'm deciding between those two. If you have opinions on which one would look better in this colorway, you can let me know down in the comments. And I think I'm going to be starting this first because a shawl is going to take me the longest amount of time to make. And most of the other projects that I want to make are smaller, so they will hopefully be quicker. So the shawl will be cast on first, most likely. The other thing that I will talk about is socks. So there are two different socks that I plan on making in the fall winter, and the first one is going to be using this yarn from Lyrical Fibers. I love this yarn. It is beautiful. It's like cream, but it has all these like pretty like pinky red colors in it, some yellowies and like oranges. It's beautiful, and I was thinking about making the Mermaid Avenue socks from Summer Lee. I found these socks by watching one of her videos on YouTube, and she was making the mermaid sock using a variegated yarn, and the mermaid sock has like a textured pattern on it, but it still looks really good even with a variegated yarn, and so I was thinking about using this one for that sock, and it would be my first sock that's not a vanilla sock. So far, all my socks have been a vanilla sock from Crazy Sock Lady, so this would be my first time like stepping outside the box. And then the other sock that I plan on making, I don't have the yarn for yet. I pre-ordered the Advent yarn from Kirby Werby Yarn, and they are having a Christmas yarn where it is a 24 color self-striping sock yarn, and so I'm really excited to get that, and I will most likely just be making a vanilla sock with that yarn so that the stripes can really shine, because 24 stripes is a lot, and so I'm really looking forward to when that yarn comes and getting to make that in December. So that is my plans for socks. The next thing that I want to make is, I knew that I wanted to make something from Fabel Knitwear, and so recently in the summer there was a yarn dyer that was at my local yarn store. So Geektastic Fibers was at Northwest Yarns, which is in Bellingham, Washington, and I went there and they had this fingering yarn, and they also had a matching mohair, and so I ended up getting these because a lot of the Fabel Knitwear patterns call for a fingering held together with a lace, and so I was like, I'll get these two and then I can make something, and I actually got two of each of them. So I got two of the fingering, two of the mohair, and I think I'm going to be making the Athelian vest. And part of why I want to make a vest is because, number one, I don't have any vest. Number two, it will be a quick hopefully quick thing to make because you're not making sleeves, and so it will take less time and it will be faster. I also just really like the way that the vests look. She has, I think, 3 different vest patterns, and I really would like all of them, but the ones that I was thinking about first was the Athelian vest or the, I think, Gondor vest. They're both, I like both of them a lot. I just think that the Athelian one is lower cut, so I think that is the one that I would prefer to have right now. So this yarn will be used for a vest, and I'm very excited about that. The next thing that I'm wanting to make is a pair of fingerless gloves, and so I was just going through my yarn trying to find any yarn that would work for that, and I found this. This is a yarn that I ordered from Knit Picks when I first started learning how to knit, and it's in the color, I think, Slabtown, and I don't know what else to do with it because I only have one skein of it, and so I figured this would be good for fingerless gloves. It's also a nice neutral color. And it's kind of like fall colors too. So that is my plan for this. I don't actually have a pattern yet picked out for the fingerless gloves, but I have looked on Ravelry and there's a ton of patterns for fingerless gloves and a variety of different difficulty levels. Like some have cables, there are some that are just plain. So it will not be hard to find a pattern for that. But yeah, I just don't know yet which one I would like to make, but I do know that this yarn will be a good yarn for that, I think. And then my last category is hats. So I have a few different plans for hats. The first one is I have this wool folk yarn here. I have the color navy tweed and cream tweed. And I was thinking about making a Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague with this. I have made a Musselburgh hat before and I really liked that. And for the first hat I made, I just used one color for the entire hat. But I was thinking about making this one where you do half of it in one color and then you switch color halfway through. And then you have a reversible hat. So I was thinking about doing that. And this yarn is really nice and soft and squishy, so it would be nice to have for a hat. There is another hat pattern that I have that I think I might use though. I'm not exactly sure. So we will see once it comes time for me to make a hat which pattern I end up using for this yarn. The last yarn that I have here is this yarn here that my brother got from Norway. I think it was like 2 years ago that he went to Norway, and he got me 2 of each. So I have 2 of the blue and I have 2 of the gray, and I plan on making hats with these. I have kind of been holding on to them because I was like worried that I was going to somehow like ruin them, and it's very special, you know, it's from Norway. My brother went and got them, and I actually already started one of the hats, and I decided to just do like a basic hat. So it's got just the ribbing at the bottom, and then you just do the knit stitch and then decreases. So here's the start of the hat using this gray yarn, and I'm really liking it so far. The pattern I'm using is just a free pattern on Ravelry. That was, I think, by, where is that? That was by Andra Assars. I'll have it linked down below, and it just said that it was a hat pattern, and then I was just looking for a hat pattern that used a bulky weight yarn because I looked online and found that this is a bulky yarn. So that is my plans for that yarn, so I will have hats soon, hopefully. The last thing that I would like to make is one that I don't have a pattern for. I don't have yarn for it, but I have inspiration in my head. So I was watching the music video for the song Casual by Chapel Roan, and at the end of that video, she is wearing knits. She is wearing a knit top, and then she's also wearing some cable fingerless gloves. There's one point where she's even holding like a crochet bag, it looks like. And so I saw the top and I love the top a lot. To me, I took screenshots so I can insert them. It looks like it's just a simple V-neck top. It does not look like it has raglan seams or anything like that. And so I am just going to try and see if I can find a top that matches that style, and then just make it with either no ease or negative ease because it was very fitted, and then it's just a cropped top with a 3/4 length sleeves, and I love it. I think it would be so cute with like a high-waisted skirt or high-waisted pants, and I also love the color, so I might try and see if I can find a yarn that's like a similar like bluey green, because in some lighting it looked kind of green and other lighting it looked more blue, and then it also had kind of like purple variegated sections in it. I loved the look of the yarn, and so I will be trying to see if I can find something to make that top because it was adorable. That is all that I have for this video though. Those are all of my plans for the fall and winter knitting, which is actually a lot of plans because like I said, in the summer all I made was socks. I think I only made like one pair of socks. Oh, and then I made a shawl. So I did make 2 things in the summer, but yeah, it wasn't a lot. So I'm really hoping that if I make the plans and have it all just ready to go, that I will actually be motivated to knit, because sometimes I would see all of my yarn just disorganized and I didn't have a plan for anything and I would just get overwhelmed and then just walk away and not make anything. So that's the plan. I really want to make the shawl first though, so like I said, if you have any opinions about if you think the folk shawl or the sophomore wrap are better, you can leave them down below so that I can get this started soon. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you all in my next update video. Bye!